How's it going? It's Rocky. Guess what? My side hustle has now been profitable for 8 straight weeks. Now, if you're curious how I did this week, stick around and check out my journey as I try to reach financial independence. So this is the hourly chart for the past 2 weeks. I actually was out of town last week, but I did trade while I was out of town. However, I was pretty exhausted, so I was not able to release during the usual Friday. And that is why I am showing basically 2 weeks on this chart here. So each candlestick that you're seeing is an hourly chart. And I will bring up the lines that I add just so, to show what I'm doing. So pretty much, when I enter a trade, I try to denote that by this blue line. And if I'm shorting, then, I end that with a purple line. But if I do go long, I end it with an orange line. And if I lost on a trade, I usually denote that by the shaded oval line here. So last week was, it was an okay trading. Had a couple of losses. And then this week, it was a pretty good trading that you can see where I actually avoided trading on Thursday pretty much and most of Friday because I had a decent profit for the week, which I'll go through when we go through the account statement. So here's a trade analysis that I want to highlight, which pretty much follows a simple strategy that I have. It's pretty common. A lot of people use it. The only difference with what I do is I use a tick base along with my time base. So what you see on the left is a time base. On the right is a tick base. And if you're curious about the details of it, it's on the description below. There's no catch, I'm not trying to sell a course or a book or anything of that nature. All I ask is if you enjoy or learn something from my content, so please support the channel, share it to your friends or family, or really just giving it views and likes. That really helps the channel a lot. So basically when I trade, I look at two indicators, the MACD, which is what you see in the bottom, and the stochastic RSI, which is on the top. And basically, mostly you pay attention to the candlesticks. And that's really what's more important because the indicators are pretty much lagging. And here I could see that, based on the candles, it's a pretty bullish move. And the reason that I did enter is first, you can see that the MACD had crossed over. And what does that mean? Basically, the lines here, the blue went over the yellow. And if you have a hard time remembering that, you can look at the histogram associated with the MACD, where you can see go from red to green. And for me, I like to go long when the stochastic RSI is on the overbought side. Yes, I know it's contrary to the common strategy, but that's just how I do it. So, please take anything I say with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, you're the one trading and you know better. And I'm just really sharing my examples in case you needed something that you can backtest or really to help you develop your system to something better based on what you're comfortable with. But anyway, I like to trade the time base and the tick base. I want to make sure that they are showing the same signal. So you can see here on the tick base, it had crossed over previous to that. But since, they were not showing the same signs, I waited. So by the time I did enter, you can see that the MACD were already starting to diverge. Diverge meaning the lines are separating from each other. And you can see that the histogram is increasing. So that's just a graphical representation of those two lines separating from each other. And you can see that, on the stochastic RSI, we are also on the overbought side. So I bought 2 contracts at 33,890 and I sold at 33,920. So from 890 to 920, that is 30 points. And since I traded 2 contracts, each point is equal to pretty much $5. So 2 contracts is $10. So 30 times 10, I made $300 on this trade before commissions and fees. And let's just look at the time of how long that took. So from 9:20 in the morning to about 9:25. So in 5 minutes, I made $300. Now I'm showing the account statement just for transparency's sake. I want to show you the progress I'm doing. It's just a way for me to prove that, I'm not just smoke and mirrors, right? Whatever I am doing, I'm showing exactly how we're doing based on our cash balance, whether I'm up for the week or down for the week. So as I mentioned, I missed out on showing content last week for week number 32 because I was out of town. So I wanted to combine the past 2 weeks. So from last week, week 32, and this week, week 33. So right now it's August 19th, 2022. It's about 9:35 p.m. in the Pacific Coast. And if I show you the calendar here, I am showing from Sunday, August 7th to today, August 19th. Now, if we look at the description here, I want to point out that I did pay myself in this past 2 weeks because, that's the reason why I do a side hustle. There's really 2 things why I do it, or 3 things. First, because I enjoy it a lot. It's always been something I've enjoyed ever since high school. Second, it's because I want to grow wealth as fast as I can. And the third one is really I want to pay down debts. So I'm trying to increase my debt repayment so I can compound and build wealth a lot quicker. So looking at the description, I want to point out where I withdrew money. So I paid myself. So you see here, I withdrew $500, and that was on August 11th. And then if we scroll down here, I withdrew $1,000 on August 15th. And if we scroll down some more, we did withdraw another $1,000 on August 17th. So for the past 2 weeks, I paid myself $2,500. So what we'll do is we'll add that back to our ending cash. And something I also wanted to point out on the right side here, which is our total cash balance, it's a new milestone. I actually did a YouTube short, check out the link above, where I am proud to say that the portfolio has pretty much crossed a milestone where we are now above $50,000. So I am humbled and very thankful for this because if you've been following my journey for the entire year, during that quarter two, I really went into the dumps and almost lost my entire account. So I'm very thankful that I was able to fund it. And now I'm seeing the benefits of compounding. So you hear that a lot, how compounding is really what helps grow your wealth. And it's at this point that I'm really seeing the effects of that compounding. So now we'll bring the calculator back here just to go through how we did for the week. And our ending cash is $52,422.45. However, we did withdraw $2,500 from the account, so we will add that back to our ending cash. And I wish I made $25,000. And then our starting cash was $49,195.25. So basically, for the past 2 weeks, happy to say that our net profit for our side hustle is $5,727.20. So that is something. It's hard to fathom how amazing that is. At least personally, I think that's a lot of money, and I'm very, very thankful for that, and hope it's something that I can repeat weekly. And as I always do, every week, I like to divide that by, I guess this time it's 80 hours, right? Because it's the past 2 weeks. Where, in the US, 40 hours is your regular full-time job weekly. So divided by 80, our hourly rate was a respectable $71.59 an hour. Now, I also want to do my ROI, and my ROI is essentially return on investment. Percentage-wise, how did I do? The total net profit that I got compared to what my starting cash was, factoring the deposits and withdrawal that we made. So essentially, for the week, for the past 2 weeks, we had a profit of $5,727.20. You divide that by our starting cash of $49,195.25, and you multiply that by 100. And happy to say that, that is more than our reach goal of 10%. For the past 2 weeks, we reached a profit of 11.64%. Anyway, that is my content. If you enjoyed what you saw, I really appreciate any comments you can make, feedback to improve my content. For those that's been following my journey, thank you for always following this every week. I hope that by the end of the year, we can grow this account to another milestone. And if you didn't enjoy what you saw, give me another chance, and hopefully on the next one, you'll like what you see. All right, have a good one.